afternoon. Welcome to my live chat video. My name's Aisha. I'm 46, and this is my first time doing live chat, so I'm slightly nervous. Please do forgive me, but I'm hoping that you'll be as welcoming as probably as a family, a newfound family for me. Yeah, so I'm 46. I have three children, three boys, handsome boys to be precise, and yeah, well, they're all living with me at one point, but then two of them have moved out. One of them is married, and has actually got. I've got two grandkids coming on the way. Would you believe that? Me, a grandmother. Oh my God! It was just the other day. I was at mummy's house, and I was a teenager going to school, and then suddenly I was married. I had children, and now they're doing the same thing to me. I'm turning into the oldie now. Oh my God! How everything kind of turns, yeah, as I say, how the table turns, right? And I suppose everybody gets their turn. Anyway, yeah, so I'm happy to be here. I'm really, really happy because I've been trying to get online for the past week and a half. Would you believe that? I just don't, me and technical things, I don't know, they don't like me. Hmm, I wonder why. Because I think I'm not that bad. I'm not pushing every button. I do try and be coordinated with what I'm pressing, but obviously, I think I need to learn a bit more, so I will be taking up courses. So if anybody's got anything to tell me on any course or has got any comments about me finding a good course, please write in the comments below so I can be able to read it and find someone that can help me come out of this what you call dilemma. But until then, don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and please give me the thumbs up. We always need a thumbs up. If you can do two, that'll even be better. All right. But thank you anyway. Thank you for being here. And I've been doing this YouTube channel not too long now. It's been about over a year or so. Yeah, probably about 16 to 18 months. And but yeah, it's so nice to know to feel that welcome, to have that welcome. And I mean, it's been 4 years since I've had the channel, but to be actively playing a part in it, I think it's been about 16 months, maybe not. I don't know. Time is fluid because I don't know what's going on now. It's been a whole year that's gone by. I don't even know. It's just kind of like just bypassed me, and I just blinked and opened my eyes, and here I am today, sitting in front of a camera, talking to globally, talking to people, and hopefully connecting with nice people. And yeah, so it's very interesting. Uh, God. So anyway, going back on myself, of course, the channel is all about me, so I have to talk about me, right? And I'm sure you want to know more about this beautiful person, right? Yeah, and when I say beautiful, I'm talking about inside and out, right? Yeah, so my children's moved out, and yeah, I'm going to be a grandmother of two. My first son, his wife is pregnant. She's nearly due, probably about 6 weeks to go. And my middle son, his girlfriend is, I think she's about 3, 4 months. 4 months now, going on 5 months. And I've got one more living at home, holding on to my apron strings, who's 16 years old. I'm waiting for him to, what do you call it, pack his bags and find his own way out. Uh, Hopefully through the door. If not, I'll have to go take him through the window. But yeah, let's get on the serious note. My life's journey. My goodness. Never in a million years would I have thought, as I have camera phobia, I mean literally camera phobia, from a young age. I hated being in front of the camera. I hated taking pictures. I hated being in front of cameras up until I think a couple of years back, you know, and I didn't even know how gradually, and now I'm sitting in front of this camera and talking to everybody globally. Take a deep breath, Aisha. Center, find your center. Yes, and So yeah, so I've still got a lot to learn. This is gonna be a beautifully incredible journey for me. Um, yeah, and I'm actually looking forward to the challenge. I'm absolutely looking forward to the challenge because I'm finally doing something that I have 110% interest in, and it covers all areas of my personality. You know, wild, fun, grounded, um, spiritual, active, enthusiastic. Oh my goodness, needless to say, the list is endless. I'm just all around complete, whole, as I say. Yeah, but I'm, every part, every aspect of me, and every level of me, of myself, of my character. Yeah, I want to be able to challenge that. So if I'm feeling spiritual, whatever, and then we'll talk about the awakenings and the spiritual journeys of life, as I believe truly that me, Aisha, I'm a spirit having a human experience rather than a human having a spiritual experience. So it's the other way around for me. And I'm into crystals and healing crystals. I'm into meditation. Uh, yeah, I love to travel. That's another ultimate experience that I want to do before I leave this fine, beautiful earth that we live on, this physical plane, and take a short walk on the other side or a longer walk. I don't know. Hopefully, see that my father who's recently passed away, and you know, and my ancestors, and I'm sure there's other people that I don't even remember their names, but I'm sure when I get there, like, oh, here you are. I remember you now. Yes. So anyway, let's go back. I want to go back to when I was young, and when I say young, I don't know how far back I should go because my life has been a great experience. Um, it's been quite trying. It's been quite painful. It's been quite hard. There's been lots of tears. There's been lots of laughter. There's been lots of adventurousness. There's been lots of rebelliousness. Lots of encounters, and yeah, I hope to share them with you as I go along further down the line in doing this YouTube channel, and hence why I'm doing this YouTube channel because I have so much to say and so much to express and so much to experience, and I would like to actually experience that, knowing that there's I can relate with other people. Some people can relate with me as well, and it's not as if the world. They say the world is a small place, but at the same time, it's a big place. You know, I mean, there's a big wide world out there, and I can't go out there and go to every country, just walk about and just say hello, how are you? But I can connect with you through YouTube. I can connect with you like this. So how fine is that? I think that's a really good thing. So thank God for YouTube, YouTube and Facebook, Instagram as well. Oh my goodness. Yeah. So I suppose I need to learn a bit more about IT. I really do because it looks like that's the only way forward now. And soon we won't need a husband physically sitting there next to us and eating dinner. No, we can do it virtually. So just like we're doing that virtually, and if you don't like me, you can just log off and block me out. So we'll be doing the same thing with the husband, partner, or whoever companion that we have. So if they say something we don't like, we just block them off. Just lock off until when we're ready to talk to them again. Yeah, that's it. That way there'll be no domestic violence then. That's what I think. There'll be no pain and no stress, for anybody. We just look them up and just say, yeah, we'll talk to you later. But yeah, so yeah, there's a lot that I like to experience, and hopefully you'll be sharing these experiences with me, and hopefully teaching me along the way, because I'm here to learn. We're all here to learn. You know, if anybody, like I said, has got any comments, I really would love to hear from you. You know, because I want to know what's going on out there. You know, I want to know what's happening in your life as well, and maybe certain things that I've talked about, maybe you connect with this and it's happening in your life, and it'd be nice to create a dialogue like that, wouldn't it? Yeah. So yeah, um, going back to when I was a child. So I don't even know how far I should go back, because it's such a. I feel like I've lived so many lifetimes that I've just got too much to say. I really do. I just can't pinpoint exactly where to start. But what I'll do is I'll just give you a little debrief. I'll just debrief you on certain aspects of my life and certain things in my life or certain areas of my life. So let's start. What's interesting? Yeah, okay. How I even came to this country. That's interesting. Um, as I said, my name's Aisha. Um, Aisha Kachella to be precise. And my actual channel is called Holistic Health, because I'm into health. I used to actually be a nurse at one point in my life, one time in my life. Um, I did that for a few years, and then after that, I went into teaching. And not I would say recently, but the last 3 years, I gave up teaching due to having what you call arthritis in both of my knees, because I used to be an athlete. I mean, not absolutely professional way. I'm a household name or anything like that. But you know, I've done a couple of adverts and stuff like that, and rubbed shoulders with a few, um, you know, famous people. I don't even want to say their names because they're so old now. Um, but I will say one. I don't know if you remember anybody, Daley Thompson, who actually came to my school, which was Holland Park School in the mid late 80s. So I'm not going back too far. That's really showing me how far I've come. And yeah, so I was really good at athletics, and so he chose me for athletics, and then I did actual swimming as well. And due to the fact that my father's an old-fashioned man, and he didn't think that it was quite an appropriate thing for not only just old-fashioned, but the fact that I was actually a Muslim girl, and I'm growing up in a Muslim household, um, running in what you call tight clothing, and I would say that I was a very well endowed, very well developed girl, and so yeah, all eyes on me, so to speak. So that wasn't, yeah, that wasn't becoming in my father's eyes. So I was talked out of that. But all my life, I did keep myself healthy. Um, there's been what you call an interval where you know other things took place in my life, and I had to basically, like, I was like I derailed, yeah, so to speak. So, but yeah. So anyway, I came to England, UK, at the age of 9. I li- I lived I lived. Sorry, let me just. Right. I don't know. I don't know if you can hear me now because my voice was actually low. So, but I hope you can hear me now. Please. Okay, so yeah, I came to England at the age of 9. That was 1983, October the 10th. Yes, I still remember the day. And thank you. And yeah, so I came here with my 3 sisters. My sisters, I had an older sister. I'm the middle girl, by the way, and So there was three of us. There was my elder sister Mariam, and there's me, Aisha, and then there was Binta. She's the third born. And we lived with our auntie and uncle back home in Nigeria. My father worked for the Nigerian High Commission Embassy, so he did travel a lot and moved around the world, and he finally settled in England. I was born in Holland, and my other two sisters were born in Nigeria. And after that, my parents continued and had three other siblings for us, which was who was born in England, two other sisters and one brother. So in total, there's five girls and one boy. The last child is a boy who's now 29, by the way. Yeah, Ahmed. So, yeah. Oh my goodness. So, okay. I've just been asked a question by my sister Fatima, because when I did come to this country, she was actually 6 months old. So I don't think she remembers, but she just asked me, was I scared? No, actually, I wasn't scared. I was actually excited. I was excited to come to the UK because I didn't couldn't remember my parents. So the fact that my father came back to Africa and got us and said to us that he was our father and our mother was in England waiting for us, I was like, oh my goodness, you're telling me there's another place apart from where I am? I didn't know there was another world outside of where I was. I didn't even know there was white people. I mean, not that it was, but we never watched TV. But we lived comfortably. We lived in a nice home. But the outside world would never listen to radio. It was just the community. So yeah, I didn't know there was an external life outside of the life that I was living. Apart from the moon and the stars and our next door neighbor and those who I actually encounter along the street when I go to the market and go from one city to the next city, everybody that I saw was black. So I didn't even know that there was other people outside of where I was. So it was exciting to see. Instead of being scared, I wasn't scared. I was actually excited. But anyway, yeah. So I came here at the age of 9, uh, 10th of October, 1983, with my father and my two sisters. And when I came, the only thing that freaked me out was where I was, it was always bright. The sun was always shining. And even if you had tears, the tears never lasted long because the sun was always shining. But then, but then, oh, oh God, sorry. But then, when I came to England, there was no sun, and it was raining, and it was cold, and it was dark, and I was wearing my native clothes, which was a wrapper, the African wrapper, and flip flops. Did I know that? Was I told that it was going to be cold? No, I wasn't. So when I came, I had all my toes was out, and my little feet with my little scarf on my head, and it was cold and rainy and dingy and dark, and I didn't even think, what kind of weather is this? So anyway, we got to the house, and I finally get to set eyes on my beautiful, beautiful, angelic mother, who was a beautiful woman. Yeah. So that's actually wonderful. Yeah, so it was emotional, and I remember when the door opened, she turned around and she looked at us, and our eyes met, and I just thought, an angel, an angel. I actually thought she was an angel. Her spirit was just shining when I looked into her eyes. I actually feel like crying. Oh my God. Yeah. Please excuse me. Oh God. Yeah. So, yeah. So that was an emotional experience for me. Uh, but it was the happiest day, one of the happiest day of my life. Uh-huh. To actually finally meet my mother and feel that where I came from wasn't all that it was, and to see this life that there was more. There's always more. Okay, so yeah, so I'm growing up in England. I went to primary school, Birmingham. I remember the first day I actually went to school. Oh my God, I didn't even know ABC. I couldn't even speak English. I didn't even know anything. I didn't even know hello in English. So I was taken to this place which was supposed to be school, and well, I had a hard time at school because of the fact that I didn't speak the language, and the children didn't understand me, and I didn't understand them. I became quite aggressive, and but as time went on, and then I started to learn English, and I started to feel confident in myself. Yeah, I made nice friends, good friends. Some of them I actually still speak to on Facebook right now, today. Thank God for Facebook, honestly. I didn't like it at first. I mean, it's quite intrusive, but there's a good side to it, there's a plus side to it. And that is actually connecting with people that you haven't seen and heard from for many years. So that's a good thing. Yeah, and yeah, so uh, I know by the time I left primary school, which was 11, I think I had to stay a year extra because of the fact that I wasn't speaking that much of a good at English. But I think when I went to school, after I left there, I went to Holland Park School. By then, I was a bit more confident, much more confident, not just a bit. I was able to actually create a dialogue and interact properly with people. And still, I wouldn't say the confidence was there, but it was good. It was good. And so that's it, really. Did my secondary education in Holland Park School, and then went to college to do health and community care. And during that time, I met my ex, whom I we had a child, and by the age of 18, I had a child at the age of 18, and I didn't really continue education then. I just kind of like went into the marriage thing and all the relationship thing, and just continued just having children. I think so. By the time I was actually 30, that's when I actually went back into education. Would you believe that? 30 years old. So all that time has passed. All I was doing was being a mother, a wife, a girlfriend, and trying to find myself. It's all actually, no, it's only now I'm trying to find myself. Probably that's what the thing about the YouTube thing is about as well. So that's another journey that I'm on, is finding myself, finding my feet. What does Aisha like? What does Aisha represent? What is her needs? What is her wants? What is her desires? What's her motivation? What's her inspiration? So that there's a lot for me to uncover about myself. So this is a yes, this is me, Aisha. And yeah, so um yeah, and at the age of 30, I decided to do teaching, and I went on to teaching assistant. And then after that, I went to university and did my teaching course. So then I started doing teaching. And then at the age of 32, I had my last child, who was 1.5 at the time, when I had a fatal accident. Well, the woke up in hospital 6 weeks in a coma and forgotten all about everything, my life experiences. So I had, yeah, I'd lost a lot of memory. I even forgot how to walk. I forgot how to talk. So it took me 4 months in hospital, and for me to learn these things all over again. I didn't even know my family at first until gradually when they started coming and whatever. And because I did a lot of hallucinating as well, because I was they're giving me heavily dosage of morphine and stuff like that. So there was a lot of hallucination and things like that. But anyway, I came out of hospital and I said to myself, Aisha, you nearly died. Okay, you got a second lease of life. God has given you a second lease on life. What are you gonna do now? So I thought to myself, okay, when I last left Africa, which was October 10th, 1983, I didn't really have that much of a good experience because I was treated not so nice by my auntie. My uncle was an angel, but my auntie was the devil incarnate, basically. I think she actually enjoyed to see me and my sisters in pain. And when I say pain, in whatever form of pain that she could inflict, she enjoyed doing it to us. You know, treated us like animals. Sometimes she'd make us eat our food off the floor. You know, or because she wasn't happy with the fact that she thought that my mom left us with her and was having a good time in England and was not coming back to collect us. So then she was bitter that she was left back there in Africa looking after 3 kids that was not her own and didn't. And I don't know, she kind of concocted up this story in her mind and this illusion of what was truly happening and inflicted pain on us. So anyway, when I last left Africa, I said to myself, I will never go back there again. Yeah. But anyway, after the second lease of life, I come out of hospital after 4 months, learning how to walk and talk again. I mean, I wasn't perfect, but I was able to move around. So I moved in with my mother, and I saved my little bit of money that I was getting. I saved it, I saved it, and I saved it. And my mother said, you know what, let's go back home to Nigeria. And I said, yes, let's go to Nigeria because all the people that tried to hurt me, oh no, not tried, all the people that hurt me, I want to see their faces. And not only that, I want to go back and face my fears that I wasn't broken spiritually or physically. I wasn't broken. So I was ready to make that journey. And I took my 1.5-year-old son, who was probably, maybe he was 2, possibly. I can't remember. So myself, my sister Binta and her daughter, who was 2 months older than my son, and my mother went to Africa, Nigeria. And it was wonderful at first because my son, as soon as he saw, he was just, it's almost like he belonged there. He just loved, as soon as in the airport, he was just walking around. Um, thank you. So, and walking around, blah, blah. And we got to Nigeria and we were staying there. And suddenly I started seeing spirits in the house. I remember once we was in the house and we was sitting down with my aunties and uncles in the living room. We was all having coffee and I said, oh, I'm feeling tired. Let me go and lie down. I got up to go into my bedroom to go and lie down. As soon as I opened the door, what do I see? I see a spirit of a man, right? He was on my suitcase trying to yank my suitcase open. And I stood there at the door, knowing that he was a spirit. And he just got up, he looked at me startled like this. And I looked at him like that, bright eyed and bushy tailed as, I don't know. I wasn't so happy, but my eyes was like, so, like. And he was scared of me. Can you imagine? I'm the live one, physically alive. And he was scared that I saw him, so he ran off. I was not supposed to run. So I just stood there As he ran behind the door, I kind of looked and I thought, I'm not going in. So I went back out, pulled the door shut gently, and went back and sat with the others. And that was it. So that was my spiritual journey that became really reinforced because, like I said, I'm a spiritual person. So, I get to see these things. Um, could be a blessing and a curse at the same time. I'd rather say it's a blessing more than a curse because I'm able to interact with both people, on all realms, and so yeah, it's a blessing, you know. And but anyway, so while we was there, my son caught typhoid and malaria, and I didn't even know because he was there playing with the local children, going out. He's 2 years old, so I was just, you know, every child just adored him. They just come and just say, "Oh, Isa, where's Isa? Where's Isa?" So Isa's there walking around in his pants. He used to wear nappies, but then they were shocked that a 2-year-old would wear a nappy. In Africa, by the time you're two, you don't wear nappies. You're out of nappies. In fact, you're probably going to the well and fetching water and bringing it back home. So they were shocked to see that he was still wearing nappies. So I felt a bit embarrassed for him. So there's days where I would actually take the nappy off and just put pants on him, shorts. So anyway, he started mingling with the children. And then next thing I know, my son one day he just passed out right in front of me. I couldn't believe it. And then started convulsing and everything. I said, "Oh my God." I started screaming. I mean, I could hardly speak my language properly because I hadn't gone back after 27 years. I hadn't gone back. So 27 years, I went back, and this is what's happened to me. After I nearly died in England, and I went back to Africa just to go and kill my own child. That's how I felt. That's how I felt. You know, and through the shock, horror, and panic of everything, everything just went out the window. I couldn't even talk properly. I couldn't speak properly. I couldn't even remember the language. I was speaking before, but then when all that happened, I was just so shocked. And I was screaming at my mother. I said, "Mom, look at that. I nearly died in England, and now I paid good money to come to Nigeria to kill my own child." So, we went to the hospital. He was kept in, and a lot of people did try to help. But I must say the health system is not as good as how it is in England. I spent all my money in healthcare, right? All my money, and then my sister Binta, she's she helped me a lot. She helped me a lot, sending me money, blah blah blah. My mother was so helpful. I mean, thank God for family. Thank God for family. Thank God for good, loving, strong family, because I don't think I would have made it. I really don't, because I was just ready to die. That was the last straw that would have taken my life, literally, because I had been through all that within months, and then I would go and die and kill my child there. That would not be funny. That I just can't. Anyway, I've never felt so vulnerable. Never felt so vulnerable. So I said to myself, when my son gets better and I leave Nigeria again and I go back to the UK, the first thing I'm going to do is go into medical. And that's how I became a nurse. That's my story of being a nurse. That's what empowered me. That's what inspired me in becoming a nurse. Because I never ever want to be in that vulnerable situation again. Not being able to see the telltale signs. You know. Yeah. So yes. Okay. So that was an experience. You know. It was a long experience because then afterwards I couldn't even come back with him because when I left here, I left on a. I could. When I left here, I went to the Nigerian High Commission because I have dual nationality. So I have a British passport and an African Nigerian passport. So I got in my Nigerian passport. It's an indefinite stay. So I said, okay, well, how do I put my son on my? And said, oh, you can put your. And the Nigerian High Court said, you can put your son. You can put your son in your passport and go with him in your Nigerian passport. I said, yeah. I said, yeah. So I had my son's picture put in my passport, my Nigerian passport, in order for me to go to Nigeria with him. They didn't tell me that if I was to get to Nigeria, he would need a passport to come back. So when I got to Nigeria and after him nearly dying with typhoid and malaria, after all of me spending my money, the day that I was supposed to come back to the UK with my mother and my sister and my son and my niece, in the airport they stopped me and told me I can't go anywhere. I can leave, but I have to leave my 2-year-old behind because he hasn't got a passport. How am I? So that was another thing. Can you imagine? That was another story. I mean, how could I leave my 2-year-old in Africa after my experiences of when I was a child, the abuse that who am I gonna leave him with? I didn't even know anybody, and the people that I knew, I didn't really know them. My mother knows them, but I personally don't know them. When I left, the people that I knew, they all, I don't know. Even the auntie that was married to my uncle who abused me, my uncle divorced her after I left. So then, but you know what I did? Oh, that's another story. Oh, let me backtrack that one. I gotta complete this story. When we went back, I wanted to find her. When I found out that he divorced her, my uncle divorced her, I said I want to know where does Habiba live? Because I remember when we was children, we wasn't even allowed to even look at her eye to eyes. Every time she walked in the room, we had to look down. Because if we was looking up, that's a punch in the face. I mean, literally, bam on your head. So, she made us like, to look at her was like it was a challenge. Are you, yeah, are you, are you the same or are you this and that? And hello, Binta. Oh, okay, so yeah, and anyway, I was looking for her. So we went to a place called Kaduna, and apparently that's where she's living with her husband, whom now the new husband who ill treats her. But I don't wish that on anybody. I didn't wish her any bad. I just wanted to see her and do and show her that I'm not scared of her. That's all. I want to look at her eye to eye. What I wasn't allowed to do. Now I'm a woman. I want to look at her eye to eye and show her that she has not broken me. That I am a live spirit. I'm a live wire, and she has not touched. Not even a. She has not even begin to scratch my surface. You know. So anyway, we finally found her, and when she saw us, she ran to us like we was the bosom buddy, like like she has us on a pedestal. She even dropped on her knees. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's what you call wonderful. This is Oscar was the Oscar was it had to be given to her. I was shocked with the reception. Yeah, but anyway, she didn't do that to me. She did it to my mother. Okay, dropped on my mother's feet and grabbed her by her thing, and my mom kind of like tapped her like oh yeah, and then I was just standing there looking at her, smiling on my face. I had my son with me. Binta was with us, but Binta was so angry with her still. She refused to even go in the house. She stayed in the car with her child, but I wanted to go in. So anyway, I went in and this and that, and then she invited us into her living room, and we sat there. Now, apparently, she had two boys, so she was telling us, "Oh, I said this is my son." Isa. She didn't even look at my son. She just looked at him. She was like, "Ah." She didn't even look at my son. And I said, okay. I didn't say anything. And I just, and then we said, oh yeah, we heard you got children. Da, da, da. She goes, yeah, one of them's here. So she called her son. The boy must have been about 6, 7 at the time. She called his name and he came running and he just opened the door and he was like, yes. Wow! We wasn't even allowed to look at her eye to eye, but her son came in there like, what? Can you imagine? Oh my God. And me and my mother just looked at each other and she saw the look in my eyes and she just put her head down. She just put her head down because she'd be ashamed of herself. So she's treating other people's children like that. Now she knows how painful it is to give birth to a child and treat them like, and no child needs to be treated like that. I, even if I didn't like that person, I would never treat a child like way she treated us. Never. You know, I wouldn't even treat an adult the way she treated us, let alone a child. Because karma of life, everything that we do, that's right. Everything that we do always comes back to haunt us. I've been haunted by my own shit that I've done in my life, yeah, and hopefully I paid my dues, you know, and I'm still living on this earth, and I'm not saying that I'm not gonna make any more mistakes, but I'll always be conscious of what it is that I'm doing and who I'm hurting. And if I did hurt someone, and if it's not intentional, I'll always make sure that I make the amends, you know. So anyway, it was just amazing. It was amazing to see that, So we took out some money, and then we gave it to the boy, and he just took the money and went. But I've never seen it. And yeah, so and then as we was walking out to go to the car to go home, she calls me back after my mother walked off. Aisha, and I said, "Come." I said, "Yeah." She said, "Yeah, come." So I went back to her. She said, "Yeah, tell Mariam, tell Binta, and you, I want lace, I want this, I want that." And I just looked at her in her eyes, and her mouth starts quivering. I said, "Oh," I said, "Are you gonna cry? Are you gonna cry?" She said, "No." I said, "Okay." I said, "I'll give them your message. Don't worry." And I did. I told Binta what she said, and I told Mariam what she said. But she still didn't get no lace, and she didn't get what she wanted. I just left her to it. Same way she left me to my life, I left her to her life. You know. So that was yeah. Anyway, going back on the fact that I can't bring my son back to England, and the Nigerian High Commission didn't tell me that I had to bloody get my son a passport. Otherwise, I had to leave my. I mean, I don't know who else. I know. Yeah, absolutely. She is absolutely crazy. You know. But anyway, yeah. So I came. I went this time not in Lagos. We had to go to the British Embassy, and I was trying to get my son a passport. And I ended up staying with Binta's in-laws, her husband's sisters. Yeah, her husband's sister's house. They were nice to me. They did look after me. The mother was a bit off, but she was kind to me. She didn't do anything, but there was a lot of running around. Um, I went to Africa to stay for 2 months. I ended up being there for 5.5 months. I didn't think I was gonna come back again because there was no way I was gonna leave my child there. You know, I wasn't gonna entertain it, even though my sister's husband's mother was saying, "Oh, leave him with me," and then no, if I can't see my child, I'm not leaving. It's not like I can just go around the corner and go and say, "Okay, yeah, let me just see him for the day." This is another country, another country. Okay, those people can be beating your child, and then The child can't even say boo to a goose and let you know what's happening because they'll beat him if he talks. You know, that's another beating. The beating for you to even try and not say face, you get a beating for that. No, I just couldn't. I think I just said, well, if we're gonna suffer, we might as well just suffer together. You know, after all, I brought you to this earth, into this world. I was the instrument in which God used to bring you here. So I might as well continue doing my work until my time is done. You know. So we did that, and after 3 months or whatever, I managed to sort out the passport. I had to prove that he was my child, so I had to send. There was a lot of money being spent by DHL, having to send certain documents that I didn't even know that I had, and I, you know, when I was back in the UK, I didn't keep my papers properly. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, that was 12 years ago. This experience I'm telling you about. And since then, I was doing nursing, and this is why again how I came back doing nursing. And the story goes on and on and on. And now I'm here today in front of the camera again and talking to you beautiful people. Yeah. Yeah. And anyway, I left my teaching job a few years ago. Um, I was I was in the teaching profession for 22 years. 22 years of my life. I worked with children, I lived with children, I was just with children all the time. And then I realized I'm a people's person. I love people. I love life. I love everything about life. The good, the bad, and the ugly. There's no, nothing's perfect. And I mean, you rather the good, but then too much good is imperfect, and too much bad is definitely imperfect. So it's about finding that happy medium, having that balance. We need the black and the white, the yin and the yang, so to speak. We need to find that equilibrium. Yeah, can't have too much of one and without the other. It's the two sides of a coin. It's an imbalance otherwise. So yeah, here I am today. Hopefully I've found something that I really truly want to do, and there's so like again there's so much experiences that I want to experience, and I want to go traveling. I want to do a bit of vlogging as well. You know, because I got so many characters. You know, I want you to see me in the raw wild, and I want you to see me in the, you know, the grand finesse side of me. I want you to see the wild dancer. I want you to see the child within me. I want to just, I want to be me. I want to experience. Yeah, I truly just want. I want this journey. I want this journey to be about my life and all that consists in it, and not even just my life. You know, because I surely intend in enjoying it and experiencing it. Yeah, definitely. I can't wait for all this situation that we're under, this kind of restraining us and the oppression and suppression of it all. Uh, and if it's vaccine that we need to be able to take and get out of here and move around, please just give me the vaccine and just let me move because I want to move around. I want to experience things. I want to be able to travel from A to B without having to be swabbed, and the swabbing can be quite aggressive because my sisters had it done. My son was living, or not was, is living in Dubai. He just came over this Christmas, before Christmas. He came over November, and he left on December 10th. Because again, like I said, his wife is pregnant, and you know, he had a window, an open window for about 3 weeks, so he came to stay with us. And because after my father passing away, this April 19th to be precise, 6 day, 6 days thereafter, which was April 25th, my mother was shortly taken ill, and she spent quite a few months in hospital. We didn't think she was going to make it, and I think even up to today, we still haven't had a chance to exhale, to even grieve our father's death, because Mother's still a bit up and down. I mean, she's doing so much better because she's out of hospital now. But she was in hospital for nearly 3.5 months, nearly 4 months. You know, we didn't think she was going to make it. And I said to myself, it's all about just sending that positive energy. Always stay on the high vibration, no matter how hard things are. Staying on that high vibration, and whatever you're feeling, I'm not saying don't acknowledge the feeling. If you're feeling pain, acknowledge the pain, but acknowledge it, let it do what it's doing, accept it, and then release it. But if you hold on to it, what it does is it manifests into something more, and then it stagnates you, and then you find that you're more in limbo. It's almost like a twilight zone, or what you call. There's a movie called Groundhog Day. It's like you're reliving the same thing over and over and over. No, no, that means you're not learning. We don't want that. I don't want that. Can you imagine? Every day you're being tortured. You wake up and you're getting tortured again. No, that means whatever lesson it is you're supposed to learn, please, God, let me know. What is it? What is it? You know, let me see it. Is that in the hair? You want to know. You don't want to be going through that pain again. You know. So yeah. So now I've got mother with me, and my brother's at home looking after the flat. So when my son did come over, he was staying at my mother's while my mother's been staying here, and yeah. So it was nice to see him again. You know, I don't know when they were living at home every day. I'm like, when are you moving out? When are you leaving? Why are you still here? I go out, I come back, and I swear, all I'm doing is cleaning. All I'm doing is this. Oh my God, I think they used to, what did my son used to, they used to call me the matron before I come home. Oh, mom's on her way again. Mom's on her way. I just like things in a certain way, okay? And the worst thing is, you find it in a certain way, and then that's the thing about children. They came and found a clean plate to eat their food off, right? But then they'll eat their food off the clean plate and leave it dirty. Does that make sense to anybody? Please comment and tell me yes or no, because I want to know if it's acceptable as well. Because I don't, and you're a grown man, and I think from when a child is about 6, 7, even like okay, all right, okay, let's push the boundary. Let's be fair. 10, you should be able to wash your plate and clean around you. You should be able to do that. Okay, you should be able to be self-sufficient, putting your clothes away when the laundry is done. You should be able to fold your clothes and be neat. You know, be neat and organized. Just organize yourself. Yeah. So please, I want to hear comments about this, because now this is serious business now. Well, we're gonna force it. We're gonna implement. We're gonna reinforce this. Whether it makes it, they're gonna understand. You see, they say that children learn through observation. They learn through their environment. They've seen mommy and daddy do this day in and day out. How come they're not learning from that then? How come they're not learning from that? I thought I'm supposed to be a role model. So if you're watching me, how come you're not learning? What's wrong with you? Sorry. Honestly. Oh, God. But yeah. Anyway, so now you see, and now you don't. I'm gonna be leaving you soon. Oh my God. But yeah. So children. So for now, this is so far, not even for now, so far, um, just give me a little taster on a little peek, preview on Aisha's life, Aisha's world, Aisha's reality, my reality. Yes, I'm sure everybody's got their own reality. You know, we are the creators of our own reality, you know, good or bad. So let's enjoy creating and manifesting a beautiful world, you know, for every single one of us, you know, because there's not just one person here, there's thousands and millions of us, you know, and it'd be nice. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being here. Sorry, that was thank you so much. That was really nice. Yeah. So what a life, eh? And there's more to come. You know, there's more to come every day. Every day's a clean canvas. So create what you will. You know, that's what we're here for. You know, make it make it as beautiful as you wish. I intend to make mine exceptionally beautiful, exceptionally beautiful, because I am the creator of my reality, and I'm about to start now, because this is Aisha, Aisha's world. It's not Wayne's world, it's Aisha's world. You know. So thank you so much. Yeah. And again, I would like to thank a few people. I would like to thank my family for being there for me through the good, the bad, and the ugly. I know I wasn't at all easy person to get along with, but I had my own issues, and I am sorry for bringing anybody any pain. You know, it was not intentional. I was lost within myself, you know, and hopefully this journey that I'm on is about me finding myself, you know. So to my family and those I loved and those I encountered, anybody whom I've hurt in any way, please forgive me, and I forgive those who has hurt me, intentionally or unintentionally. It's all about forgiveness, because forgiveness comes from the heart, and if you forgive, that means you love, and I love. Yeah, I'm using my heart. Everything is within the heart. Yeah, that's my soul connection. So I'm hoping to connect with everybody on the soul level, because that's where it truly lies. That's where love is, you know. And yeah, so I thank my friend Nashwa, beautiful lady. I thank knowing her. We share the same birthday actually, 6 of the 6th. Lovely lady, very funny. Yeah, and also she introduced me to a lovely friend who's been a mentor for me doing this channel, Mr. Mohammed Al Fayez. You know, and he's been so good to me, really. He's teaching me step by step in how to progress, you know, and I'm truly thankful for him as well. So I thank him, and I thank my children for putting up with me. Oh my God, have I put them through a lot? Yes, I have. I thank them, and I feel blessed every day. I am blessed. I don't even feel it, but I am blessed every day, and I see the blessing on a daily level. So I thank the Lord. I thank my ancestors. I thank my spirit guides. I thank my friends. I thank my father who's passed away. I thank my other father who's actually my uncle, but he's my father. He's the one that taught me all that I need to know about being humble, about being noble. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you to my sister Mariam. Thank you to Binta. Thank you to Laraba. Thank you to Fatima. Thank you to Ahmed. Thank you. These are all my sister and brother. Yeah. So thank you. Thank you, life. Thank you, life, for letting me be here. Yeah. So for that, I say thank you to everyone. Thank you for being on my platform. Thank you for sharing this hour with me. And I hope that we can keep connecting on all levels, you know. And please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and comment. Okay, because there's more of this to come, and there's no dull moments in my life, in my reality. Okay, so I say thank you to all, and ciao, goodbye.